All right, this question here says many different factors influence the movement of people. Identify the type of factors influencing the movement of people in each situation. Move the correct factor into the box. You do not need to use all the factors. We've been going over these things off and on throughout the year and different reasons to move. So let's read these and decide. It says changing trade patterns have caused massive job losses. The key words that stand out to me are trade, jobs. That has to do with economic. Next one says the rise to power of a military dictatorship threatens civil liberties, causing many people to move to protect their rights. Key words here are dictatorship, citizens, civil liberties, protecting their rights. We're looking at what a government's doing to take away the rights of the people. This would be political. This one, next one, a new dam has flooded the river valley, causing the agriculture industry to weaken. When we look at natural disasters, flooding, things dealing with the weather, the climate, that's environmental. Okay, well, this is another timeline one. I really won't spend much time on this because we've gone over this a lot, but oldest one, the other BC. And there's the right answer. Megan wants to open a bakery. She found information that can help her start this business. Select the boxes to identify whether each piece of information would help Megan. So we're trying to determine, is this what to produce or how to produce? These are part of the fundamental questions. It says magazine listing the prices of new bakery ovens. Well, keyword there would be bakery ovens, and we're using those for how to produce because that's what you use to make your bakery, or you make whatever you're making in your bakery. Number 2, a survey showing which baked goods are most popular. Keywords are which baked goods. When I look at this, that tells me what we are making. We're trying to decide which kind of baked goods we're going to make. Last one, advertisement showing spaces available for business to rent. Keywords there would be that this when it says spaces available to rent, we're looking at the building component, and that doesn't really tell you what you're going to make, but it's going to tell you how because you're looking at what kind of rental facility are you going to use. All right, we've seen a question like this before, so I won't take much time here. It just says, which country has the most oil available to export? The key thing you want to look at here is the difference between the word million and billion. If you don't really pay very careful attention, you might think Romania, but if you look carefully in the billion part, that would be Venezuela. They have the most amount of oil and the most amount of oil per person, so they are clearly the correct answer here. The country that has the most oil. Christianity and Judaism, what do they have in common? Hopefully you all should get this because we went over this pretty recently. Belief in one God, probably. Belief in reincarnation. There was nothing about reincarnation with those two. That was Hinduism and Buddhism. The value of giving up all worldly possessions. Sounds nice, but it wasn't, probably is not the correct or the only way that you could be a Christian or a Jew is to give up everything. Importance of making a pilgrimage to Mecca. Mecca is Islam, so that has nothing to do with this. So the best answer here, the only one that really fits, is a belief in one God. They're both monotheistic. Another economic question says there's only one gas station on a stretch of the highway, then 2 more gas stations open next to the first. The demand for gas does not change. What will happen to the price? So we're looking at how does supply and demand impact price. It says that 2 more gas stations opened up. So if 2 more opened up, that means supply is going up. And if it says that the demand did not change, then that meant that we have more gas stations, but the same amount of people really want to buy. So if the supply goes up, the price is going to go down because there's more competition. So let's see which one fits that. The price of gas will increase because of competition. That's not true. We know the price is going to go down. The price of gas will decrease because there is less competition. Well, this first part's true, but the second part's not. There's actually more competition. Price of gas will increase. Definitely not true. The price of gas will decrease. Yes, because there is more competition. Yes, there's more competition and the price is going to decrease. So that's the best answer. Oh boy, this one's a little weird to read. It's kind of stretched, but we'll do our best here. So select which 2 statements are true based on the information here. It gives us a data set about India. We have 1951, 1991. It shows us their population, literacy rate, which is the ability to read, what percent can read. So they went from 18% to 52%. And then birth rate, 40 people or 40 births per 1,000 people, and it went down to 30 births. So let's see which ones are true. More people moved to India in 1991 than 1951. Can we tell that based on this? Not necessarily. It doesn't really tell us that people moved there. Their population went up, so I wouldn't select it yet. It's definitely not a slam dunk answer. Next one. India's birth rate increased between 51 and 91. Birth rate went from 40 to 30. That is not true. India's total population grew between 1951 and 1991. I go up here. Yep, clearly grew. That's a definite yes. More people in India are able to read in 1991 than in 1951. In 1991, 52%. In 1951, 18%. So 1991, 52% is higher. It says more people are able to read 91 than 51. Definitely a true statement. And those are the 2 answers. Now this one, I haven't really gone over where the North Pole and where the South Pole are, or looking at different maps to identify it. So if we had a question like this, I would just kind of hope you could figure it out on your own. But just to go over this question anyway, it says, what does the star on the map represent? And look right here. Here's a star. Probably a good portion of you would struggle figuring out what in the world this is, but hopefully more than half of you would be able to identify that looks like North America. So if this is North America, and I keep going up, up, up to that point, that would be the North Pole. Okay, another chart here. It says, based on the information in the chart, what should country X specialize in producing? So we read the chart and we try to decide what are they going to focus on. For land, it says they have a lot of land, fertile soil, they're landlocked, which means they're surrounded by land, which means they don't have access to getting in the oceans and traveling that way. Their economy, farms, a lot of farms, very few factories and few capital goods. Market demands means what kinds of things are they hoping to make? Or, I'm sorry, what do they need? What are their demands? So here it says, what should they specialize in producing? Well, they have a lot of farms. They don't really have factories, really. They have good soil. So if we look over this, cars, computers, agricultural goods, clothes and textiles, agricultural goods is the one that makes the most sense. Which statement supports that? Well, we have fertile soil, large land, many farms. Anything like that would be good. This says fertile soil allows agricultural goods to be efficiently produced. That sounds good. Better than the other ones. Landlocked countries must produce cars. We don't really need to know anything about that. A large number of farms will allow cotton. There's nothing about that. So A was the best answer.